Hi, my name is Jamie, and I'm having this conversation with my sister Tiana, who I've lived with for 18 years.
Hello.
The first point we want to cover is this.
Can you explain why making an e-kit is important and give some examples of items that are essential for an e-kit?
Yeah, so I think an e-kit is super important because it provides supplies that are necessary to survive during an earthquake, and these supplies might not be just immediately around or available. So it's super important to have to make sure you have essential things to live. These examples might include water and non-perishable food, which I think are probably top two. I would also say flashlights and a first aid kit. And in case you're in a cold area, blankets and a phone charger or a portable phone charger. And lastly, if possible, important documents such as ID and a birth certificate and other medical info.
Those are all very essential items.
The next point we want to cover is this.
Can you explain what to do during an earthquake if someone is driving or if they're in bed?
Yes, so if they're driving, they definitely need to pull over safely in a clear area away from bridges so they're not somewhere where something could possibly fall on top of them. So these include staying away from trees and bridges. They should also stay inside of the car even though they're pulled over. And they should also, in the clear area, stay away from things that could collapse. And as for the bed, if an earthquake occurs, I would say that you should stay in the bed if it's safe, if it's not close to a window or underneath something that could possibly fall. It would also be a good idea to use a pillow to protect your head and neck if there's one readily available. The next point we want to talk about is this one.
Can you explain some of the best ways to communicate and reach out to others after the earthquake and why prefer those methods instead of others?
Yeah, I would say honestly the best ways to communicate after an earthquake are through text messages, because instead of calls, because a ton of people are calling each other all at once and cell towers might get overwhelmed, so you might not be able to get through to people you're trying to contact.
I believe that is a good idea.
That brings us to our fourth point.
In what situations should one call 911 and what situations don't require a 911 call?
Well, I would say you should call 911 if there are any serious injuries or deaths, or if you suspect that there has been a gas leak or a lot of damage to whatever building you're in, or some situations where people are stuck or trapped because of things that have fallen during the earthquake. And situations where you don't need to call 911 is if there are minor injuries such as like scrapes, or if there's a power outage, or if there isn't an urgent property damage.
What is an example of a hazard after an earthquake?
Well, one hazard I would say after an earthquake is power lines that have gone down, because they can be live and that's certainly very dangerous. So it's important to stay far away from them and call the PGE company or other utility company. Thank you for listening to our conversation about what to do after an earthquake.